Hello, my people. Na good afternoon. Na good evening. Na good morning. Wherever you dey hear me for Africa or in any part of the world, not be small thing dey happen for this country now. Not be small thing dey happen for the whole Africa country now. God will help us. I said not be small thing dey happen. The war wey we say we no want in Africa, abeg, we no want war for Africa. ECOWAS no need war. Una dey create war. Una put gun for una pikin hand. Una put knife for una wife hand. Una enter inside una room, una dey kill una sef. We say we be brothers, we no dey kill each other. My people, na still wetin dey happen. All these foreign countries, dey enter Africa, our Africa wicked leaders. Wey be say na their belle dey sabi, dey no sabi any other person own. Na wetin dey go chop na dem dey find. They don enter inside there because of the things wey dey say dey collect for Africa, in order to dey siphon our wealth, all the things, good thing wey God don give us for our land. We are black race. God know say we no get money, and they use all these things they bless us. Then they be civilized country. Let them go dey do their own, make they leave us alone. France, mona leave us alone. America, mona leave us alone. I say mona leave the people of Niger alone. The one wey come worse pass na the ECOWAS leader. With the senator don already refuse, say they no want make we go to war because Niger, they are our brothers. If you trace our lineage to that place, you say our people are there. How will you be killing your own blood? We don't say we don't want war. But Tinubu, in short, that Tinubu, that's your name. I don't say the interpretation say they don't curse you for your papa and your mama womb. That is why your life being said na war you want. As you want war, put cutlass for your wife hand, put for your son's hand, put for your children hand. May una begin to fight, one and they kill una family and una extended family. Africa will say we don't need war. And my people, make I tell una, because the reason why Tinubu they do all this things, because of say the file when America say they go open, they say they go open his file after 3 years from now. And he say go dey there for 93 years. Tinubu wetin dey say they talk? He say go dey there for 93 years. US people wetin una dey talk? Na this say Tinubu go dey there for 93 years. Impossible, it can't work. We no want Tinubu, we no want Tinubu. Now they threaten am because of the crime when he commits. They take and they threaten Tinubu, say if you no go carry people go for war, make they go fight for that place. Make Nigeria army go join to fight for that place to remove the useless government wey dey there before. Say if you no go, make they restore am back for his seat. Say they go expose him file. So Tinubu dey try all him best. He go meet senator, they no gree sign am. According to constitution, na senator go sign before he go get the right to take go do that kind thing. But he put him chest for front like this. He put him chest for front like this, say, "Na me, I go fight." And that him chest we put for front, I go see the bullet of heaven wey go fit crush that your chest. If you say no, comot your bad hand for this way they do. You see this wicked and cruel leader, if they don't do bad thing, they no even care. They ready to destroy hundreds and millions of people because of that their secrets wey they cover. France, wetin be your own? France people say no, they begin to bring troops. If you see some days ago how they land for airport to come discuss for Abuja so that they will carry their troops to Niger. Tinubu dey happy, he go ahead when they don't tell you say me no do. This battle wey dey go inside, so Tinubu, make I tell you. As I dey talk, someone has share this video. Mona share and go far and near, share am for everybody so that he go reach Tinubu front. Tell am say him madam, they tell am say make he don't do this thing when he want to. We Nigeria, we no wan kill our brothers wey dey there. We no wan kill them. We no wan fight war, we no need war. Let your nyash open so that people no go there. Now wetin Tinubu dey do now, e dey go underground. Underground na they take dey go now. They go dey meet Africa's the president. Maybe like say na him, because that one don talk to the baby for your hand. Africa, no, they can bring themselves so low when they don't come for money matter. You see all these wicked leaders, all these wicked and cruel leaders in Africa. In short, God will punish you now. Wetin I talk? I say God will punish you now. God will punish you now. Some of una don dey type pampers. I know say Tinubu dey type pampers. All of una don dey type pampers. Una punishment go dey come for una head one after the other. So now the Africa's leader, all of them don't stand up. They say they go back up the wall. But I thank God. Punti don't stand. Now God dey drive life for those wey not get it. Emila wey not get it, according to Edo. They say the car will not get it. Now God the driver fly. Now look me just say they small. My brother, my sister, if I see as these people they talk, hey, you go not say somebody they park there. And that person when me I dey suspect, they look with one eye, they open the other, they close the other one. Now Putin. Putin of Russia, and I not say na wicked man. Only the name itself you go not say that man a wicked man. Putin. Eh? He don't rise up. He don't go put some equipment for Niger. When Bola Ahmed Tinubu see him, he shout. He say, voice of God. Hey, be like say this he go hard. I say, put your head inside. I can't tell him. I just make it put his head. Make it put his wife head. Make it put his children head. I tell him, all of them don't say, okay, no worry. She been a war and war can fight. Put it, don't go set something. Only one bomb like this for Tinubu head. You go make, oh, make toa. Only one for your wife head. You go make toa. All their generation will wipe out. No Nigeria person will go there for this one. Nigeria people, their blood no go for this one because they are our brother and they are our neighboring country. You see these people, because they don't they drink blood. Their blood what they drink, it don't master them. So they don't care about human being anymore. You won't go for war. People will be say during the war, my people, Nigeria people really help us. The first thing what Tinubu go do for them is to make it remove their lights. You where they fight crime. You dey fight for this battle. Your hand clean. You Tinubu, your hand clean. I say whether your hand clean. Your case dey for court. You never come out from inside that one. Now to go the fight, because you know say when your own time come now, make so that people will support you. Nobody will support you. See that seat where you did, so make I tell you, you go evacuate her. By fire, by force. My people don't know what to make and they do this thing. Tinubu, they do this thing because of say, so that if he own land for a head, they will come rescue him. He not go work like that. We not go use one that take do our own. Please, let go take one. And you will come down from that seat. They hear what I tell you. Tinubu, they hear me. I say you will come down from that seat. By fire, by force. Whether you like him or you don't like him, you will come out from that seat. Because I know say your mind, they make you Bim. You know they sleep day and night. That's why you want to make war happen so that they will put your name for the Guinness Book of Record. They're not going to put your name there. You see that place? They're not going to put your name. Your name don't get record of fire, record of fire, and then you could belong to. You they hear me what I tell you? All this way they do, they run up and down. All of them. Now in vain. And our professors, they don't they talk. Everybody don't they talk. We don't want war. Don't give our people rest. RIP. Because all those army wey dey say go, your pikin supposed to be among them. Not be say you go carry innocent men, young men and women, go put for war front and you go sit down for war or fly your children out of the country. And they tell you, this war where you want cause so Tinubu, he go laugh. Hello my people. Now what? When I watch this video, what did they happen? God will help us.
What is the strategic end state of ECOWAS? What are they trying to achieve? You know, I mean, as an engineer, I think mathematically. In mathematics, there's what you call probability. You do not talk of probability of an event that has had no previous performance before, or a previous occurrence of that event. You know, so we ask ourselves, the state of Guinea, Chad, Mali, and Burkina Faso. These are the same state, and that's why I call them fans of mutual admiration club. You know, and that's the state Niger is coming into. And you are telling us you want to restore. So what happened when these 4 previous ones happened? Was ECOWAS not around at the time? Were they able to revert those moves?
Sanctions against Mali.
Sanctions, but not
Hello, my people. This man is saying the right thing. When they talk of the time of Guinea, the time of Burkina Faso, the time of Mali, when coup take over, when the military take over, what did they fit do? That will not change their sense. Say this war where they back on say it no go favor them. All these people, they get strategies, they get tactics, they get people they back them up. Now small country, but they are mighty. Nigerians and ECOWAS, they use small eye, they look that country. They get people where they back them up. When other nations, other countries, all these other francophone country wey dey take over, wey military take over, was there ECOWAS sleeping? Wetin come guarantee dem now say now they go succeed for this plan wey dem dey go? Make we dey see, my people, una join me dey watch this man wetin he dey talk, this general wetin he dey talk.
Passion.
Burkina Faso.
So the
But the interest now is, why are we going to war with Niger?
For me, it will be too ambitious for what President Ouattara is saying to achieve that. I think they need to set a more concise, precise, achievable, strategic end state. In which case, they are thinking of how quickly can a return to democratic practice in that country should be. So usually, I mean, when people plan coup, you come to this point is to say, look, what's your program for returning the nation back to constitutional processes, and make it as short as possible. I think that's a more achievable and more feasible.
Yes, my people. Instead of Tinubu and all these other ECOWAS countries to plan to cut to the military president wey don take over now, because when they sleeping, if they do well, I'm not sure say these military people will take over. As e be say they don say they don take over, what are they supposed to do instead of war? We are brethren, very close country here. We have share common border. Now I wan go fight them. Instead of na to dialogue, let us talk wetin we go do so that the former president will be restored, which is not possible, can never be possible, because in other country, when it happen for Guinea, the parents restored back. No, it's not going to be possible. No matter what they think, cannot be possible. And I believe say na wetin good for them, I be that. When we say democracy, wetin we see inside. Wetin we see inside. If Tinubu, if you say not take time, na wetin go happen for this country be that. We are not praying for the military to take over. But if it come to that, it will happen. Look at the people of Guinea, they jubilate, they happy, say the military take over. If the former government was good for them, would they be jubilating? Mona watch this video, Mona hear what this man dey talk.
End state for me, because that did not look like the Russian invasion of Ukraine. The same problem. I made that point at the beginning in the 24th of March. 2021 now, or 22, okay, it's over a year now. That look, what is the end state? But when you are going into any military operation, the definition of the strategic mission we then come to the point when you look at it, okay, so what are the means available to you? What are your means, ways, and methods of achieving that end state?
Okay.
Is then you can, of course, I appreciate the fact that ECOWAS has deployed several multi-pronged diplomatic moves. I mean, I like the short-term diplomacy we've been seeing. And when you look at the quality of the statesmen that have been involved so far, it will tell you something.
Yet the coup leaders are unwilling to yield. They are not ready to free President Bazoum. They've gone ahead to have a prime minister in place, and then a transitional cabinet, and then, of course, they've put in place governors in the regions.
Yeah.
What does that show?
That's to tell you they are totally unruffled by all of the threats and the noises that are being made. Because they have a program. Okay, but while I've said it again and again, I'm not a fan of any military coup, in whatever form, in whatever.
You see the military, you see these military people who don't take over, they no shake at all. They are not shaking. That's to show you again what they back them up. They don't set they don't delegate people from different position for different work to do. It tell you say they know they shake. All this one wey they do pram Tinubu ECOWAS, mona go sleep, mona go sit down one place. In short, wetin dey happen for Guinea, me I dey happy well. As they dey happy, I dey happy with them. I tell you, I dey happy with them. They don't dey send their senator everything. They don't dey fix people for offices. Now they sleep, say that be ECOWAS for. Wetin they do na better thing. They are jubilating. Mona leave them for where they dey. Now they hear me so. ECOWAS leader, because now na belle, my people make I tell you now. Wetin they do now for their belle. Wetin Tinubu dey run up and down here and the person wey no even fit to do that kind of work. You wey rig election for Nigeria dey run up and down because you know why, na know why dey do am, so that when im own gbege go shele for im head, when im own kasara go burst for im head, then those people come run come meet am again. That's why he need war. He need war. If you need war, I don tell you say carry your wife and children, una go for Niger, Niger, una enter the border, put your chest for front like this, start to dey fight with your children. If na not do that, if na need fight, na need blood, una begin to kill una sef for inside una house. Then we don't want war. We no want war. We are neighboring country and they help us during the war too. We no need una. Before you know, you don disconnect water, say make dem no get light again, you comot their lights. So we don't need war. So all this one una dey do, all na zero, e can't work. My people, when they view this video, when they continue to watch this video, I'll get back to you.
I'm saying we have to be realistic. If there were no previous such reversion, on this kind of, on the premise of this kind of conditions being given, why do we think this one will be different?
Well, the use of force, lethal force by ECOWAS here.
That is still a threat.
And President Ouattara of Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire, is already saying that he's going to donate a battalion and the funds will be there. Do we have the capacity to quickly form the standby force, and can this standby force make any difference if they indeed go ahead with the threat of this their deployment?
Yeah. Okay, so let's look at it this way. The concept of a standby force has been there. How many times have we activated it effectively to get a thing done? We know about ECOMOG, we know that about operation in Sierra Leone. And then of course the latest thing we can look back to is 2017 when Gambia and Yahya Jammeh was forced to accept the result of the election. But when you look at the conditions surrounding those and the conditions precedent to achieving that feat, look at Gambia is just immediate neighbor south of Senegal. That was a very simple operation for Senegal to champion. But when you look at the geographic setting of Niger, Mali to his west, okay, Chad to his east, Burkina Faso to his southwest, okay, and then of course Guinea far away a little there. Now, so it means this operation is going to be based on strategic leaps. How many armed forces among the remaining 10? Because 5 are out of this of the 15 members of ECOWAS. How many of these 10 have the capacity for strategic lift of their troops? What of the issue of interoperability among these countries of the armed forces? Considering the peculiarity of language, culture, the issue of incompatibility of even weapons and equipment. There's the issue of electromagnetic compatibility of communication equipment.
French and English.
The issues are endless. So it's not as cheap, it's not that easy. And like I said, for me, deep in my heart, for my strategy.
With this language barrier, it will be like that time when they build the tower of Zerubbabel. When God change their language, now so it will be because language barrier. Mona, watch this video.
Instinct. I know that all of these are still in furtherance of deterrence, compellence, escalation, and brinkmanship. And all of these are still within the purview of diplomacy. Okay, for a threat to be credible, you must push it to this
yes.
Mm-hmm. So you consider it a threat?
Oh yes.
Including those words that came out that ECOWAS is deploying a standby force.
See, let's come back home. Let's come back home.
My people, all this one are threats. They know say na threats. All this one that they do, what they talk, na threats. Those people already know say na threats.
With the grand swell of consensus against the use of force, you think our president will go ahead to go and fight? It's not possible.
He's the chairman of ECOWAS.
Yeah, he's chairman of. In fact, that's the only reason why we are this deeply involved. Ordinarily, if our president was not the chairman of ECOWAS, we won't be this deeply involved. And we need to separate that. We need to separate that these old decisions are ECOWAS decisions, not Nigerian decisions, not President Bola Tinubu's decision. So far, what we have, that this is a listening government. We have seen how they back down on the issue of how to share the loan from World Bank because there was a consensus against giving out 8,000, naira per family that didn't make sense. I get back that. That's a good listening document. So with the amount of consensus generated against that move, I don't see our president going ahead to go. And by the way, look at these presidents that are saying they are ready. Are you really sure that these decisions are theirs? Are there some remote influences bringing them to this point? Are they speaking or re-echoing the voices of some masters behind the scene? Those are things we need to interrogate. I don't want to go that far. But let's just look at
I don talk am, I say na their selfish interest. Na their selfish interest. All this one Tinubu dey run up and down, Kparanwa become an errand boy. All this one wey all of them dey run up and down. Whether president of Watama abi wetin be your name of Ivory Coast. All this one na dey run up and down. Na for una sef to see people in bondage. Na wetin dem dey do my people. Na just to see keep people for bondage. No be say they get any interest for the masses. Because wetin the France president, wetin the France that they gain from Niger, their oil and their minerals wey dey gain from Niger, that is why they no wan comot hand for there. And Bola Tinubu file wey they say they go open if you no go for war to war. American president say if you no go to war, they go open in yansh. The shit when he shit many years ago. So they say they go open in yansh. Na make and they run up and down. I tell you, say that seat wey dey run up and down, make you retain. God will dethrone you. Nigerians go dethrone you. God dey our back, will dethrone you. Listen to this.
Okay, now let's talk about our capability as the center, the epicenter of the West African region and ECOWAS itself, Nigeria. There are talks about the troops that may be contributed to be about 5,000, while others are saying it's going to be more than 5,000. And there are talks here and there that even if we're deploying 5,000 at the start, that half of it may likely come from Nigeria. Considering the internal security challenges that we have, can we afford to deploy 2,500 troops immediately, assuming the Senate gives it back into President Tinubu?
Okay, thank you very much. That's a good question. It's presupposing that if the Senate changes its mind, let's leave that aside. It's hypothetical. But the engagements of our armed forces currently, I mean, to say that our armed forces have been overspread is an understatement. Okay, so I mean, don't forget, in the military we are trained to know, not just believe, that all things are possible. Of course, if the commander-in-chief of the armed forces gives a directive, that would be a national security presidential directive. That's the strongest and that's the highest legalism. Of course, the service chiefs are not going to say we are not capable or we are not able. No, I mean, you don't ever think that. Talk less of saying. So, of course, they will have a way to muster them, but at what cost? And who at whose gain? And to what in national interest are we serving with that service? So, and don't forget, even all of these countries we're talking about, they all will be doing this at some premium price to their own economy, to their own security, and so on. And even the issue of home-based support from their own people, these are all serious issues.
Now, the issues of an ECOWAS standby force is not only the military component. There's a civilian part of it with the police and all of that. That's what the ECOWAS standby force is all about. Just like we have that at the AU and all of that. Now, talk to us about this potential standby force, even staying for long, because we hear President Ouattara saying that he has made provision for about 3 months. So that means Ivory Coast on its own part is already planning for 3 months. So if we have a standby force and they within 3 months to be able in a potential war, if they decide to put boots on the ground, now achieve that mission before the end of 3 months, or you think we could have a huge task on our hands because of the talks here and there that this could be another proxy war, like you saying, that may not end in 12 months.
That's what happened to wars that you cannot precisely define the end state. At what point will ECOWAS have achieved this goal, whatever the goal they are setting? At what point? How do you determine the end of this. And so how sustainable can it be? Okay, so these are the serious issues. How sustainable, and what do you want at what point, what do you have done to say, okay, we have achieved this? Is it until the military regime in Niger backs down and gives up and say, okay, we are not holding power anymore, let the president come back? Do you see that as a foreseeable reality?
Of course, you and I know the answer.
So the
Because
issue
even if
is,
the president comes back and is reinstated, these guys will still be around.
and don't forget that the head of this regime and who headed the coup is not the most senior person in their armed forces at that time. They have a four-star general. Have you thought about it? What happened? How does a presidential guy plan a coup within the presidential palace? And there was no resistance. Initially, we were not sure whether the higher command of their military will accept it, but we saw the way they succumbed to it. Now, there's something still brooding, and that's an area to actually exploit and try to interrogate further. And there are some further diplomatic moves you can make through that, to get the people to break their resolve, rather than talking of use of force.
And despite the threats of boots on the ground, these coup plotters have gone ahead to form a transitional government undeterred, warning everyone that if any aircraft passes through the airspace, they are prepared. Despite the subtle talks here and there of the Western powers also backing ECOWAS, how come these leaders are undeterred? They're not shaken. What exactly is giving them this sort of confidence to withstand a potential ECOWAS force?
Yeah, very simple. Don't forget, they are also members of ECOWAS. They know this. They are members of multinational joint task force, which Nigeria is also a member, Chad, Cameroon, and Benin Republic. So they know the capacities of the different ministries. Don't forget, there's so much affinity between us. Look, if I want to put it graphically, a war against Niger for Nigeria is like a civil war. It's like fighting ourselves. That's putting it graphically. That's why you know that it's a no-go area.
And for this war.
And so when you look at it that way, these guys are trained officers. They are generals involved. Some of them training. I've been in different courses, Star College, War College, with some of their senior officers. Some of them who came here as defense attaché and so on. We know one another. So they know the system. They've been part of the system. So they know what is a threat. They know what is a credible threat. They know what is a futile, phantom, pseudo threat. They know these things. So there's nothing you are telling them that is strange to them.
Do you think if President Bazoum is actually, taken off from the hostage situation he is and is